In the quaint town of Willowbrook, nestled among ancient oaks and fog-shrouded hills, a dilapidated mansion stood tall, its grandeur faded into ghostly echoes of its former glory. Locals whispered of a malevolent spirit, a vengeful ghost known as the Willowbrook Wraith, said to haunt the mansion's crumbling halls. When a curious young journalist named Sarah arrived in town, she became captivated by the chilling tales and decided to investigate the truth behind the legend. Sarah delved into the town's history, unearthing dark secrets about the mansion's past. She discovered that it was once owned by the enigmatic widow, Lady Genevieve Blackwood, who had tragically lost her husband in a mysterious fire. Rumors spoke of Lady Blackwood's descent into madness, her grief twisting into a vengeful spirit that tormented anyone who dared enter the mansion. As Sarah explored the abandoned rooms, she felt an otherworldly presence, and glimpses of a ghostly figure flickered in her peripheral vision. Driven by an insatiable curiosity, Sarah delved deeper into Lady Blackwood's history. She uncovered a series of love letters between Lady Blackwood and a forbidden lover, revealing a passionate affair that had ended in tragedy. The letters hinted at a curse, a pact with a malevolent entity, and a dark ritual gone awry. Sarah realized that the ghostly apparitions were tied to this unresolved past, a tale of love and betrayal that echoed through the ages. Determined to help the restless spirit find peace, Sarah enlisted the help of a renowned psychic medium, Madame Evangeline. Together, they conducted a séance within the mansion's walls, attempting to make contact with Lady Blackwood's ghost. As the séance commenced, the room grew icy cold, and the atmosphere crackled with supernatural energy. The ghostly figure of Lady Blackwood appeared, her eyes filled with sorrow. She spoke of a dark entity, a malevolent force that had bound her soul to the mansion, trapping her in a cycle of torment. Lady Blackwood revealed the truth behind the curse, a pact she had made with a powerful dark entity named Azrael in a desperate bid to reunite with her lost love. However, the entity had betrayed her, twisting her desire for vengeance into an insatiable hunger for souls. Azrael's influence had grown stronger over the centuries, feeding on the fear and despair of those who ventured near the mansion. Lady Blackwood implored Sarah to break the curse, to free her soul from Azrael's grasp. Armed with the knowledge from Lady Blackwood's revelations, Sarah embarked on a quest to break the curse. Guided by ancient texts and forbidden rituals, she prepared for a perilous undertaking. With the help of Madame Evangeline and a group of local occultists, they performed the ritual of liberation, a complex ceremony meant to sever the ties between Lady Blackwood and Azrael. As the ritual commenced, the mansion trembled, and the very air crackled with dark energy. Azrael, enraged by the attempt to free Lady Blackwood, manifested within the mansion. A terrifying entity with eyes like burning coals, he unleashed a horde of malevolent spirits, each one a tortured soul bound to his will. The battle between light and darkness unfolded within the mansion, as Sarah and her allies fought to protect Lady Blackwood's spirit. In the midst of the chaos, Madame Evangeline sacrificed herself to create a protective barrier, shielding Sarah and the others from Azrael's onslaught. With her final breath, Madame Evangeline whispered ancient incantations, reinforcing the ritual's power. Empowered by her sacrifice, Sarah channeled her newfound strength, confronting Azrael with unwavering determination. In a climactic battle, Sarah faced Azrael, armed with the combined energy of the ritual and Madame Evangeline's sacrifice. With every ounce of her willpower, she resisted Azrael's attempts to corrupt her, channeling pure light to counter his darkness. In a blinding explosion of energy, Azrael screamed in agony as the curse binding Lady Blackwood shattered, and he was banished back to the depths of the netherworld. With Azrael's defeat, the mansion ceased its trembling, and the malevolent spirits dissipated into the ether. Lady Blackwood's ghost appeared, her expression no longer twisted with anguish, but filled with gratitude. She thanked Sarah for her bravery, her sacrifice, and her unwavering determination to free her from centuries of torment. With a final, ethereal smile, Lady Blackwood's spirit ascended, vanishing into the light, finding peace at last. In the wake of the battle, Sarah and the surviving members of the occultists emerged from the mansion, their bodies bruised but their spirits unbroken. The town of Willowbrook, once shrouded in fear, was now free from the malevolent influence of Azrael. Sarah's bravery became legendary, her story spreading far and wide, inspiring others to face the darkness within themselves. The mansion, once a place of terror, now stood silent, its haunted reputation fading into memory. Sarah, forever changed by her encounter with the supernatural, became a beacon of hope for those who faced similar horrors. She continued her journey, investigating the unknown and helping restless spirits find peace, carrying the lessons from Willowbrook with her into every new adventure. Years passed, and the events of Willowbrook became a distant memory. However, Azrael's defeat had not gone unnoticed in the Netherworld. The dark entity, seething with rage and humiliation, plotted his return. He sought revenge not only on Sarah, but on all those who had thwarted his malevolent plans. In the shadows, Azrael whispered to the desperate and the wicked, forging new pacts and weaving his influence into the hearts of those willing to embrace his darkness. Unbeknownst to the world, a new wave of supernatural threats began to emerge, each one bearing the unmistakable echoes of Azrael's sinister touch. One such threat arose in a small village on the outskirts of Willowbrook. A family, unknowingly in possession of a cursed heirloom, found themselves plagued by supernatural occurrences. The heirloom, an ancient amulet once used in dark rituals, had become a vessel for Azrael's malevolence. It whispered promises of power and wealth, ensnaring the vulnerable heir of the family, a young man named Edward. As Edward succumbed to the amulet's influence, his eyes glowed with an unnatural light. He became a conduit for Azrael's dark energy, his once kind heart twisted into cruelty. The village, once peaceful, now quivered under the shadow of his newfound malevolence. Azrael's influence over Edward grew stronger with each passing day. Under the dark entity's guidance, Edward conducted a forbidden ritual, opening a rift between the realms and allowing Azrael's minions to pour into the village. The once tranquil streets now echoed with sinister laughter as the malevolent spirits wreaked havoc, tormenting the villagers and feeding on their fear. Meanwhile, Sarah, now a seasoned paranormal investigator, sensed the disturbance in the spiritual fabric. Haunted by her past encounter with Azrael, she recognized the telltale signs of his presence. Determined to stop the dark entity's resurgence, she embarked on a journey back to Willowbrook. As Sarah ventured deeper into the village, she encountered a mysterious figure, a guardian of ancient artifacts who had long sensed the amulet's dark power. The guardian warned Sarah of the imminent danger and revealed the amulet's history. Crafted by a malevolent sorcerer, the amulet was designed to amplify Azrael's influence, turning its wearer into a vessel for his dark energies. The guardian, burdened by guilt for failing to protect the amulet, vowed to assist Sarah in her quest to stop Azrael. Together, they set out to find Edward and sever his connection to the cursed heirloom before it was too late. Sarah and the guardian navigated the village's labyrinthine alleys, following the trail of malevolent energy left by Edward and the amulet. As they delved deeper, the air grew heavy with an oppressive darkness, and the very ground seemed to pulse with Azrael's malevolence. In a hidden chamber beneath the village, they discovered Edward performing a ritual, his eyes vacant and his body contorted by Azrael's influence. The amulet, suspended in midair, glowed with an ominous light, its power fueling the rift between the realms. With a sense of urgency, Sarah and the guardian prepared to confront the possessed young man and break the amulet's hold on him. Sarah and the guardian faced Edward, whose voice now resonated with Azrael's echoing tones. The possessed young man wielded dark magic, his attacks laced with malevolence. The battle that ensued was fierce, the clash of supernatural forces echoing through the chamber. The Guardian, drawing upon ancient knowledge, countered Azrael's dark spells with protective wards and incantations. Sarah, armed with her unyielding determination, channeled the light within her, deflecting Edward's attacks and attempting to reach the young man beneath the malevolent influence. In a moment of vulnerability, Edward hesitated, his eyes flickering with recognition. Sarah seized the opportunity, delivering a powerful incantation designed to weaken the amulet's hold. The amulet trembled, its glow faltering for a moment before blazing back to life with renewed intensity. As the battle raged on, the Guardian sensed the amulet's vulnerability. With a selfless act of bravery, the Guardian lunged at the amulet, his hand enveloped in protective gloves. He grasped the cursed heirloom, channeling a surge of pure light that clashed violently with Azrael's darkness. The chamber quaked as the amulet's power wavered. The Guardian's sacrifice weakened Azrael's hold on Edward, allowing the young man to regain control over his own body. With newfound strength, Edward joined forces with Sarah, combining their powers in a final desperate attempt to shatter the cursed heirloom. In a burst of blinding light, Sarah and Edward's combined energy overwhelmed the amulet. The cursed heirloom cracked, its malevolent power dissipating like smoke in the wind. Azrael's roar of fury echoed through the chamber as the amulet shattered into countless shards, each one tainted with residual darkness. With the amulet destroyed, Azrael's influence lifted from the village. The malevolent spirits that had tormented the villagers dissipated, their anguished wails fading into nothingness. The chamber, once a battleground, fell silent, and the air cleared of the oppressive darkness. Despite their victory, Sarah and Edward knew that Azrael was not truly defeated. The dark entity, weakened but not destroyed, retreated to the shadows, biding his time for a chance to return. Sarah, now more determined than ever, vowed to prevent Azrael's resurgence, realizing that the battle against darkness was an ongoing struggle. As they emerged from the chamber, they found the village bathed in the soft glow of dawn. The once fearful villagers gathered, their expressions a mix of relief and gratitude. Sarah and Edward, united by their shared ordeal, became guardians of the village, watchful for any signs of Azrael's return. Months passed, and the village flourished under Sarah and Edward's protection. However, Azrael's lingering presence weighed heavily on Sarah's mind. She delved into ancient texts and consulted mystics, seeking a way to banish the dark entity once and for all. During her research, Sarah uncovered a forgotten prophecy, an ancient verse that spoke of a celestial alignment capable of sealing Azrael's essence away for eternity. The prophecy detailed a complex ritual, requiring rare artifacts and the combined power of skilled practitioners. Realizing the enormity of the task, Sarah set out on a quest to gather the necessary components and allies. Sarah's journey took her to distant lands, where she encountered fellow seekers of the supernatural. Together, they sought out the artifacts mentioned in the prophecy, facing treacherous trials and cunning guardians. Each artifact, infused with ancient power, brought them one step closer to the ritual that could vanquish Azrael. However, Azrael was not idle. Sensing the threat, he sent his minions to thwart Sarah's progress. The group faced countless challenges, from malevolent spirits to cursed traps. Yet their determination remained unshaken, their belief in the prophecy fueling their resilience. As Sarah and her allies gathered the artifacts, they formed an alliance, a coalition of witches, scholars, and warriors united by their shared goal. Together, they studied the prophecy, deciphering its cryptic verses and preparing for the celestial alignment that would grant them the opportunity to confront Azrael. The coalition trained rigorously, honing their skills and refining their magical abilities. They exchanged knowledge and techniques, pooling their resources to strengthen their collective power. Bound by a common purpose, they forged a bond that transcended differences in culture and tradition. The day of the celestial alignment arrived, a rare cosmic event that occurred once in a millennium. The skies above Willowbrook shimmered with ethereal lights as the planets aligned in a celestial dance. The coalition gathered in the village, their eyes fixed on the heavens, awaiting the perfect moment to begin the ritual. As the alignment reached its peak, Sarah and her allies initiated the ritual, their voices blending in a harmonious chant. The artifacts glowed with radiant energy, amplifying their magic. The ground trembled beneath them as their combined power created a protective barrier, shielding them from Azrael's wrath. Within the protective barrier, Azrael manifested, his form colossal and menacing. His eyes blazed with fury as he unleashed torrents of dark energy, attempting to shatter the coalition's defenses. The battle of wills raged as the coalition countered Azrael's attacks with their own magic, pushing back against his malevolence. Sarah, at the forefront of the battle, channeled the essence of the artifacts, her every movement a dance of precise incantations. With unwavering determination, she confronted Azrael, her gaze steady and resolute. She recited the prophecy's verses, weaving them into a powerful spell that bound Azrael, weakening his influence over the mortal realm. As the battle reached its climax, Sarah and her allies executed the sealing ritual, a complex series of gestures and incantations that harnessed the celestial alignment's energy. The very air crackled with power as they chanted the ancient verses, their voices rising above Azrael's furious roars. In a blinding burst of light, the ritual took effect. Azrael screamed in agony as his essence was bound, his form dissipating into ethereal smoke. The coalition's magic, interwoven with the celestial energy, encased Azrael's essence within a shimmering crystal, a prison forged from the very fabric of the cosmos. With Azrael sealed within the crystal, the skies above Willowbrook cleared, the celestial alignment coming to an end. The coalition's protective barrier dissipated, leaving behind a sense of profound accomplishment and relief. The crystal, now containing Azrael's essence, was entrusted to the guardians of the ancient order, individuals chosen for their wisdom and integrity. The village of Willowbrook, once plagued by fear, celebrated their newfound peace. Sarah, her allies, and the guardians of the order were hailed as heroes. The tale of their victory against Azrael became a cherished legend, a testament to the power of unity and determination in the face of darkness. Years passed, and Willowbrook prospered under the watchful eyes of the guardians. The memory of Azrael's threat became a cautionary tale, a reminder of the importance of vigilance against the supernatural. Sarah, now a revered elder, continued her research, passing down her knowledge to the next generation of paranormal investigators. Yet the guardians remained ever vigilant, their duties extending beyond protecting the crystal prison. They studied ancient texts, seeking to prevent future threats and preserve the delicate balance between the mortal realm and the supernatural. The village lived in relative peace, its residents blissfully unaware of the guardian's silent vigil. However, a new threat began to stir, an ancient cult devoted to Azrael, seeking to free their dark master from his prison. The cultists, driven by fanaticism and dark magic, performed forbidden rituals, their chants echoing with sinister power. Their actions sent ripples through the spiritual fabric, awakening dormant spirits and malevolent entities. The guardians sensed the disturbance and rallied their forces. Sarah, now a seasoned advisor, joined the effort, her expertise invaluable in countering the cult's dark arts. Together, they faced the cultists in a series of confrontations, each one escalating in intensity as the cult's desperation grew. The cult, undeterred by their initial failures, devised a nefarious plan to weaken the guardians and shatter the crystal prison. They targeted the village's sacred artifacts, items of immense power that bolstered the guardians' abilities. Under the cover of night, the cultists infiltrated the village, their dark silhouettes moving with sinister purpose. Sarah, attuned to the supernatural currents, sensed the cult's presence. With the guardians at her side, she confronted the cultists, the clash between light and darkness once again echoing through Willowbrook's streets. The artifacts, bathed in the moon's soft glow, resonated with power, strengthening the guardians' defenses. In a desperate bid to reclaim the artifacts, the cultists launched a full-scale assault on the Guardians' headquarters. The battle that ensued was fierce, the Guardians fighting with unparalleled determination to protect the village's treasures. Yet, the cultists, fueled by fanaticism, pressed on, their dark magic overwhelming the Guardians' defenses. In a moment of selfless sacrifice, the Guardians channeled the artifact's power into a protective barrier, shielding the village from the cultists' onslaught. The artifacts glowed with blinding intensity as the Guardians poured their essence into the barrier, their sacrifice a testament to their unwavering dedication. Under the shimmering light of the astral convergence, Sarah and the Guardians stood in a circle, the crystal prison at the center. The cultists, their eyes gleaming with madness, charged at them, their dark spells tearing through the air. The battle that unfolded was a symphony of magic and determination, the clash of opposing forces echoing through the night. With every incantation, Sarah and the Guardians pushed back against the cultists' onslaught. The very fabric of reality quivered as their magic collided, the astral convergence amplifying their power. The cultists, driven by their fanatic devotion, fought with unmatched ferocity, their desperation lending them unnatural strength. In the midst of the battle, Sarah realized that the cultists' dark magic was too potent, threatening to overwhelm the Guardians' protective barrier. With a heavy heart, she made a decision, an act of unparalleled sacrifice. Drawing upon her deepest reservoirs of magic, she channeled her essence into the crystal prison, reinforcing its enchantments with her own life force. The crystal glowed with newfound brilliance as Sarah's sacrifice bolstered its defenses. The protective barrier held firm, deflecting the cultists' dark spells. Sarah, her form surrounded by a radiant aura, stood strong, her unwavering determination a beacon of hope amidst the chaos. With the crystal prison's defenses reinforced, the cultists' onslaught faltered. The remaining Guardians, inspired by Sarah's sacrifice, launched a counterattack, their magic overwhelming the cultists' dark arts. In a final, desperate bid, the cult's leader attempted to shatter the crystal prison with a cursed artifact. However, the artifact's power was no match for the strengthened enchantments of the crystal. As the cult leader's spell collided with the prison, there was a blinding flash of light. The cursed artifact shattered, its dark energy dissipated into the ether. Azrael's roar of fury echoed through the night, but he remained trapped within the crystal, his malevolent influence contained once more. In the aftermath of the battle, Sarah's sacrifice became a legend, a tale of bravery and selflessness passed down through generations. The village of Willowbrook, saved once again from Azrael's threat, flourished under the Guardian's watchful eyes. The memory of Sarah, the ultimate guardian, lived on, her spirit a guiding light in the hearts of those who faced the darkness. And so, a new era dawned, a time of peace and renewal. The village of Willowbrook, forever indebted to the Guardians and Sarah's sacrifice, stood as a testament to the enduring power of unity, sacrifice, and the indomitable spirit of humanity in the face of supernatural threats.